All right, we're going to start it off in the early prelims or the prelims with the battle in the UFC lightweight division between Ismael Bonfim and Terrance T-Rex McKinney. Bonfim's coming in off the Contender Series win. He's coming into this fight with 18 victories and 3 defeats, going up against Terrance T-Rex McKinney, who's coming in with a record of 13 victories and 4 losses. This is a very interesting fight. This is going to be fireworks for as long as it lasts, whether it ends in the first round, whether it goes all 3, whether it ends in the second or the third. For however long this fight lasts, it's going to be fireworks without a doubt. You know, you're in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The Bonfim brothers are from Brazil. You got Gilbert Burns from Brazil. You have Glover Teixeira from Brazil. A lot of Brazilian fighters fighting on home turf. And for some guys, that it's a make or break thing. Like sometimes you come in and you're ready to go, and that motivates you and gets you ready to perform. And sometimes being on home turf and home soil causes an adverse effect, and it makes you have more anxiety, and it affects the performance that you give. I'm sure we're going to have both ends of the spectrum throughout the night, but we're going to start with Bonfim and McKinney. And look, I think that either of these guys are capable of getting a finish. Terrance McKinney is a guy who comes in and it's balls to the wall. It's kill or be killed right from the get-go. I mean, the minute the fight starts, he's coming down the middle. He's getting in your face. He's putting the pressure on, and he's trying to knock you out as quickly as he can. Knock you out, submit you, take you down. That's what McKinney's going to do. He's coming forward. He's a blitzkrieg. He's a buzzsaw. He's a mercenary. His name's T-Rex, like a T-Rex. I mean, he's going to come in and try to rip you apart just like a T-Rex. And he's trying to wreck shop from start to finish. But sometimes he can get a little overconfident. He can blow his wad. He can overcommit. He can throw the kitchen sink at you. And if you can survive, like in the case of Drew Dober, even though that fight was on short notice, then he kind of gasses. You can work the body. You can work up top. And you can find a way to finish him once it gets into that second and the third round. But for the first round, you know, Bonfim's going to have to be careful. He's going to have to mind his P's and Q's, and he's going to have to play on the outside a little bit more. You don't want to rush in on McKinney. You don't want to blitzkrieg him, because if you get into that brawl with McKinney, even though he's not much of a brawler, I feel like that brawling style really goes into the hands of McKinney more than it would be a Bonfim. I feel like if Bonfim wants to win this fight, he has to play just outside of boxing range. He likes to switch a lot to southpaw and land the left kick to the body and the left kick up top to the head. His most powerful kicks are going to be off that southpaw stance switch and landing it with the back left leg. A lot of the times his best boxing work is done in orthodox with the jab, the check left hook, the right hand, the left hooks to the body. He has very, very good body work, and the right calf kicks come from orthodox as well. So a lot of the jabs, the boxing, and the calf kicks or low kicks are going to come from orthodox. But the southpaw is going to be the back kick to the body and the left body, or the straight left to the body, the left switch kick to the body. I mean, everything's going to, not a left switch kick, but the stance switch into the left body kick is going to be what works for Bonfim against McKinney. Both of these guys have good wrestling. I feel like Bonfim is probably a little bit less polished in terms of his wrestling and jiu-jitsu than McKinney is. Even though we don't see it much from McKinney, we've seen he has good top control. He has good pressure, good ability to control the wrist, work from half guard, work from the back side control, get his hooks in. You know, even against Eric Gonzalez, who I believe was his last fight in the UFC, he jumped the back and was able to get the hooks in, but he didn't have both hooks in like around the hips. He had the one hook in, and then the other hook came around the backside and locked it up, but it wasn't actually a full set in hook, and he was able to get on the back and lock up that submission and get the tap right up against the cage, hold his position on the back. He's very, very solid in jiu-jitsu. It's just he likes to come in and strike. He likes to stand and bang. And that's what I feel like we're going to see from McKinney. But if it goes into the second, if it goes into the third, that's where it's going to favor Maheta, Ismael Bonfim. I mean, he's got 18 victories. 12 of the victories come by way of finish, 8 knockouts or TKOs, and 4 by submission, with the other 6 coming by way of decision. Out of his 3 losses, he has only lost via submission. So I feel like he's not going to want to play around on the ground, even though he has good jiu-jitsu and grappling in his own right. I feel like he's going to want to keep this fight at range. He's going to want to keep it at boxing distance more than kicking distance. And he's going to want to work up top to the head with the 1-2s, the left hook. He's going to want to rip the left hook to the body. That's probably his most polished shot. is his left hook to the body. He throws a lot of power in his shots and he kind of overcommits, but I think that's not going to be such a big problem here because Terrance McKinney does the same thing. I don't necessarily think McKinney's the most technical or polished striker. I don't think that he has like unbelievable technical ability. He throws a lot of power shots as well. I think his kicking game is better than Bonfim because he can throw kicks from awkward angles and he's so long and rangy that he can actually throw kicks to the head from like inside the clinch or off the break. He likes that lead right high kick off the break, or if he gets you backed up against the cage, trying to get you to circle onto that lead high kick. He did that against Drew Dober. And we do have to talk about the Dober fight as well. Like, I feel like he went in on short notice. He jumped in, but he dropped Dober twice in that fight. One with a knee right up the middle due to the long length, the reach, the range, in the build of McKinney. And then he dropped him with a right or a left hook, I believe, right up against the cage. It was either a right hook from the lead side or a left hook against the cage. And I thought that Dober was going to be out of there. But he blew his wad. Dober came back, and Dober was able to work inside the clinch and work to the body, drop him, and then finish him off all in the first round. So McKinney is going to go 100% from the minute it starts to the minute it ends, whether he's on the winning or the losing side. But when it comes to Bonfim, I feel like he's more technical. He's more measured. He's more cerebral. He can pick you apart a little bit more. Does he throw a lot of power? Yes. Does he have knockout power? Yes. Does he wind up and throw big power shots? Yes, he does. But I feel like he can play the more measured, methodical, and tactical game when it comes to the striking on the feet. He can use his angles, use the in and out movement, step off to the rear side, use the check left hook against the southpaw and McKinney, land that back right kick to the body, switch southpaw, land the straight left hand, the right hook behind it, the left shot to the body. He has good power when he squares up his hips as well. Sometimes he'll be an orthodox, land a right hand, switch southpaw, boom, land the straight left down the middle. He actually was able to drop his opponent on the Contender series doing that by switching his stance, but he didn't stand in a full, traditional stance. He kind of squared his hips up, so it was like right hand, boom, hurt him, stepped in, boom, straight left, hurt him, but it was more square, and he wasn't technically in a full-on southpaw stance. But he has power. He has good wrestling and jiu-jitsu, but on that same token, I feel like he's not going to want to play around on the ground and in the grappling, the submission game with McKinney, because I feel like with the long limbs and the reach that McKinney has, I feel like it's more dangerous for Bonfim to play around than for him to, entertain the grappling game. Because I think if there is a submission in this fight, it would more come from the side of Terrance McKinney. But when it comes to breaking it down and making a prediction, I think I'm going to have to go with Ismael Bonfim. I know he's an underdog in this fight. I know it's close on the money line. I think it's minus 125, plus 110, somewhere around there. But I like Bonfim's technical ability. I like his use of range and distance, his way he gets in and gets out, kind of an in and out style. But I love the way he works the body. And I feel like the body work is going to be the kryptonite for Terrance McKinney. And I think he's going to have to survive the early rounds. I think he's going to have to weather the storm. But I think eventually Bonfim starts to find the home for that left hook to the body, works up top with the jab, left hook to the body, 1-2, left hook to the head, left hook to the body. I feel like he mixes things up very well. And that's going to be a problem for McKinney. McKinney does mix it up. He does have variety, but it's all power from the get-go. If he steps back, takes his foot off the gas, and plays more of, a touch and go, even if he takes his foot off the gas and is more patient, I still feel like Bonfim is better technically, and I feel like he has more speed. Now, power-wise, I would probably have to give it to McKinney, but even on power, I feel like it's kind of neck and neck. But I'm going to side with the body work of Bonfim, especially the left hook to the body, the switch kick from switching to southpaw, his ability to land power in stance in orthodox or southpaw, or, if he squares up his stance like we already talked about. I think this is a really, really good fight for Bonfim. I think a lot of people are going to come in here and side with McKinney because of the success he's had in the UFC. But McKinney is 12-4, and he's been knocked out or TKO'd before. I feel like Bonfim finds that left hook to the body early. He works it. He hurts him to the body, comes up top to the head, jumps on him for a barrage, and gets the TKO. So my pick is going to be Ismael Bonfim to defeat Terrance T-Rex McKinney via second round TKO. I think the body work pays off. He works up top to the head, and the ref jumps in.